Welcome back to the program. We're continually told that renewable energy is the cheapest form of energy, and yet the more renewable energy we have, the more the price of energy seems to go up. And when you point this out, the answer is always the same. We just need more renewable energy. Joining me now is newly independent MP Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby, thanks for coming on the program. The Australian Energy Market Commission has today warned power prices will rise another 13% early next decade unless the rollout of renewables is accelerated. What do you make of that?
Well, first of all, I don't live here. This is the restaurant where I'm having a staff dinner at. So don't put the grand piano out of your head. Look, how dumb do they think we are? That's the question. Or how dumb are you? That's the other question. As we've had more and more intermittents, why do they call it renewables? Do they grow themselves? Do they magically arrive in the paddock? Or they didn't need steel and they didn't need copper and they didn't need cadmium and lead. No, they're not renewable. They're intermittent. And they're intermittent different to other countries where you might have hydroelectricity, which is, I suppose, renewable. But this is intermittent power. And the only reason they're building them is because of the swindle factor, the capacity investment schemes. So listen, Mr. Teal Seats and Mrs. Teal Seats, why do you want the person down the street to make a windfall gain out of your stupidity? Follow the money, ladies and gentlemen. Now, the power price is not going to go down. It's not going to go down because nowhere else in the world where they have intermittent power, solar and wind, has it ever gone down. You are just going to get more and more and more into strife. Now, this is one of the good things about no longer being part of the coalition. I want the coalition to win. Make no mistake about that. I want the coalition to win. But you have to build coal-fired power stations. Oh, I wish I hadn't said that. That's the truth. You have to build coal-fired power stations and get baseload power going. And if you want to know where I'm getting that information from, the Chinese economy, the Indian economy, economies all around the world, which are building coal-fired power stations. You can have some intermittents, no doubt about that, but you can't have all intermittents because that is insanity. And what they think you are is insane.
Barnaby, the other problem with the advice from the Australian Energy Market Commission is they say we need to accelerate, go even quicker with renewables. That's been part of the problem, hasn't it? That there's not enough baseload power to make it reliable.
James, it's like saying if you run faster off the cliff, it won't hurt when you hit the rocks.
Fair call.
No, it is going to hurt. Just because your path has roses beside it and it goes off a cliff doesn't mean it doesn't hurt when you hit the rocks. And right now, James, they're saying, oh, this is really bad. You know, we might have to keep those coal-fired power stations going for a little bit longer. I wonder why. Because intermittents don't work. It's a swindle. It's a rip-off. And you're paying, sucker. You're paying. You know, your stupidity, you're paying out of guilt. You know, I've got to stop global warming. Your guilt is giving these people an absolutely unsigned check from you, taxpayer, where you are going to pay them an incredible amount, billions and billions and billions of dollars of money. And what we've got to do is just say, okay, the gig is up. We're building new coal-fired power stations. The capacity investment schemes are gone, finished. You either stand on your own 2 feet in the marketplace or you go broke. And we don't care if you go broke because you're a rip-off merchant to start off with. And no, getting more and more and more of the problem is like saying, if I eat a little bit more lead, I'll feel better. That's the problem. I haven't eaten enough lead. I've got to eat more lead. And then I will feel healthy. No, you will die.
You talk about people feeling guilty. One person who should feel guilty is Energy Minister Chris Bowen. He's got a plan to force energy retailers to provide free power during the day, but that's been slammed by a leading energy expert. Victoria Energy Policy Centre Director Bruce Mountain says Bowen's plan for free energy during the day will just favour wealthy people who work from home, and they'll just use that opportunity to charge their EVs while the lower income folk are off at work, not able to benefit from the free power during the day. He said, and I quote, "I think it's likely to provide a highly regressive subsidy to affluent homeowners, particularly those with electric vehicles." This is just another ill-thought-out policy from Chris Bowen, right?
It's crazy. And this is supposed to be the Labor Party. This was formed by a party that represented shearers. It was formed in Barcaldine under the tree of knowledge. Now, you know, because I actually listened to them, James, said, because that's when you can operate your pool pump. Okay. So to the Heartland Labor Party voters who live in flats, how's your pool pump going to go in that flat in the middle of the day? Well, actually, when you come home, because all this thing matches up. If it's free there, it's hyper expensive over here. Because make no mistake about it, these companies are going to get a return. And if they've been told you've got to make it free there, they're going to say, that's fine, China. I'm just going to jack up the price here. And so what you're going to see is that when the normal mums and dads come home from work, that their price is going to be exponentially higher. And who's going to help? Those who either weren't at work or didn't need to work at work. I mean, how does that work?
All right, I'll tell you the other group of people that are really upset, and that's farmers, and they've got every right to be.
Yeah.
In Victoria, you've got farmers now blocking the government from accessing land. This is a confrontation over a renewable energy project that Labor say is vital if they're going to hit their goal of 95% renewables by 2035. So you've got VicGrid. They're trying to conduct surveys on farmland for VNI West, but around 400 farmers are using their vehicles to form a blockade. This is significant because under a new Victorian law, anyone obstructing access to a property could face fines of up to $6,000. Have a listen.
Our people that are fighting this are prepared to stand there and still deny them access. And if the police think it necessary, if that's what it comes to, they're the law enforcement officers. Will allow them to do their job if that's meaning fines. Our people are quite acceptable of that, and but we'll still stay there and deny access.
Barnaby, the images there of all those cars and trucks, you've got 400 farmers blockading their properties. This is shaping up as a full-blown rural rebellion against the government's energy transition.
Not just there, it's all through here. It's in my electorate in New England. And I've been speaking to Andrew Wiedemann and others and offer them my full support. This is the socialisation of our private assets. If I say to people in the city, imagine if I said, I demand to be able to put an extension cord through the middle of your house, through your kitchen, through your living room, over your TV, through your toilet and out the window beside it. And then I will have absolute access to that extension cord. And if you stand in my way to that extension cord, I'm going to send you to jail. I mean, that's what's happening. We're allowing them. We believe we're, private enterprise or conservatives, and we allow the most reprehensible form of socialism to come into our lives, and we don't blink. Well, people are now holding up, and you should support those farmers because they are fighting against socialism, and so should you. So should you. Because, we don't believe that the government should just walk in to help the capacity investment scheme proponents, to help the billionaires become multiple billionaires, and the Chinese state-owned organisations owned by the Chinese government to become mega, to make more money out of you fools, us, me fools, all of us fools. And they put their transmission lines in. But here's the gig. If you say, I sort of believe in net zero, well, you believe in the transmission lines. I sort of believe in net zero. Well, you believe in the solar swindle factories. I sort of believe in net zero. Well, then you believe in the wind towers. I sort of believe in net zero. Well, you're happy with your power bill going through the roof. So don't believe in that rubbish. Believe in baseload power. Believe in coal-fired power. Believe in logic. Don't jump off the cliff. And support those farmers because they're fighting against socialism. And I don't know, when I joined politics under the Queensland Nationals, we didn't like socialism, but now we've got all these people making excuses for socialism.
Well, of course, Barnaby, you've left the Nationals. When can we expect you to announce that you've joined One Nation? Pretty
soon, but it's I haven't finalised that decision. But I'm not going to jerk people around. I'll come to a conclusion. It's a huge decision. I need time to really work it out in my own head. And after 30 years with the National Party, it's not something I do flippantly.
Sorry, just to clarify, when you say pretty soon, do you mean pretty soon you'll announce that you've joined One Nation, or pretty soon you'll make up your mind?
Pretty soon I'll make up my mind on whether I'm joining One Nation or not.
Are there ongoing negotiations, or is it purely now the ball's in your court?
There's both, I suppose. Look, it's a serious thing. I haven't got here lightly. It's like political relationships are like a marriage relationship. You don't just flippantly jump out of it. You think about it for a long, long period of time. And you probably, I was reading notes that are basically like diary notes are written to myself over a year ago. And it really sort of affirmed exactly the same views I have now. My relationship within the party had broken down. It was untenable to go on the way it is. I'm not being effective to the people I need to represent in that form of relationship. I have to get myself into a position where I have to be efficacious in what I do. Otherwise, I'm wasting my time. So my decision is not really to remain where I am. It's to go somewhere else or get out. They're my two options.
So pretty soon means different things to different people, but pretty soon to me means probably next week?
People try to salami slice me into this. You're not going to be waiting much longer. There you go.
Barnaby Joyce, it's always a delight to speak with you. I'll let you go and tinker on the ivories behind you. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
If only I could play it, then I would have had a better bring. I wouldn't have gone to Woolwich Public School if I could play that.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate your time.